Good morning, man. It's a beautiful morning, fellas. Welcome to Coffee and Sports in the Morning show on Wire to Wire Network. Will and Mo, fellas, how you doing today?
Good morning, good morning, good morning, everybody. Thanks for
Good
joining
morning,
us.
everyone. Thank you for joining us today.
Oh man, you know, it's becoming a big thing, it's still going. Um, Very controversial right now as far as it goes with Shador Sanders, man. It ain't gonna go away for a minute. Um People are real uncomfortable with the way where he got drafted at, man. Circulating that he didn't take the pregame the pre-draft interviews very seriously. And did it really cost him for 4 rounds in the draft though? Will, I'm coming to you first, man. Talk to me about this.
It makes me upset because we don't actually know what was said in these interviews. We can only go off reports. We can only go off what was reported. We don't know for sure what was said, what was done, what was missed on his part. Um, so that's the one thing that makes me upset because we will never know what goes on. And the kid, and he paid the price for it. Again, some of the things he said that came out of his mouth. If you're not ready to change the culture, don't pick me. I didn't know he said that until recently.
Mm.
That kind of took me aback just a bit because you that attitude makes you seem like you've been doing this for years and you have yet to take a snap. Um, but I don't know about causing him a 5 round drop. That's that to me is just harsh. That's just harsh. The league doesn't always get it right, and I think this is definitely one of those times where the league got it wrong. Um, he's gonna have an opportunity to start for the Browns because I do believe Joe Flacco. We all know Flacco. He's gonna look good at times, but most of the time he's gonna throw a bunch of interceptions. And at some point, I think the fans in Cleveland is going to be clamoring for Shador to get that start, particularly if he plays well in the preseason, because we'll see him in the preseason. I know that for sure. So I don't know if attitude and things like that will cause a 5 round drop, but the league doesn't always get it right. And I think in this case, they definitely got it wrong.
Mo, talk to me, man. How you feel about Shador? And everybody's making a big fuss about this.
I'm over it. I mean, the draft
Already
is
you over it?
the draft is over. Like you and I was talking about before we went on air. They're not going to redraft him. He, he
True.
got he got drafted in the 5th round. This ain't a game of Madden. Ain't no reset. So,
No
by
reset.
the way, he won't be in Madden. No, I'm just kidding. Look, I feel like he has an opportunity. He is on an NFL roster. He did get drafted, be it in the 5th round, but he's got an opportunity to change his
Mm-hmm.
story.
Mm-hmm.
So everything that they said he did wrong, the approach he takes coming into training camp or any offseason program, there's an opportunity to change that narrative. And if
One
he's
key.
if he's as good as a lot of people perceive him to be, and I know when you look at that quarterback room, he will have every opportunity to compete for the starting job. He can earn the starting job in the preseason. Or my guess is because he's a veteran, he knows their system. Flacco will start, but at some point, Shador would have an opportunity to become a starting quarterback.
I
Look,
do
I,
say
I, I get it. Every personnel office or GM has the right to say we have every right to draft who we want to draft, who we think fit our culture, fit our franchise, to better our team. That's true. That's a factual statement.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm not going to delve in too deep. If he was that, my only thing is this: if he was that bad in the interview process, how many times that we've seen guys be bad in interview processes, but they got drafted high because they were considered elite talents?
true.
So what they're telling me is, right, he's not an elite talent, right? Not a rocket arm, not the most.
Hold up, just for a second. This kid has been projected all the way up until maybe a week before the draft to be him. It was him and Cam Ward and Jackson Dart. That was it. Top 3 quarterbacks going into
But
this draft, man.
but that's because this class is weak.
Right.
It wouldn't have been if he would have came out last year. It would have been the case.
This isn't the best quarterback because here's a comparison. Let's keep it a buck. Caleb Williams was considered kind of a jerk too, right?
Mhm.
Very arrogant, very demanding, had a lot of isms, but they overlooked that because he's considered a special talent.
I think he took the pre-game interviews seriously, though. I think that's the problem. Is Shador was like, did the primetime stuff with the draft interviews, but Prime could get off with that in his era because he was one of one, generational. Like, hey, bro, you ain't gonna find nobody guard nobody the way I guard people. Like,
but I think the most damning and the most damning thing in this whole equation, when Daboll brought a package in for him to diagnose, dissect, or whatnot, and he couldn't do it.
I heard he didn't bother doing it.
He didn't bother doing it.
I thought it was a whiteboard thing they did.
Yeah,
he wasn't feeling it.
They bring in plays and things like that. Dissect this, dissect that. I think that's another thing that also hurt him too, because as a quarterback, one of your traits should be I'm always prepared for this, that, the other. And that was another knock about him in this whole process, that he didn't seem to be prepared.
My only thing in the bigger picture is this. Like I said, everything he has in front of him. Everything he wants, if he truly wants to be a quarterback at the highest level, it's right on the other side of hard work. So he has every opportunity to chart the longest list, like that. And there were hundreds of guys picked ahead of him, quarterbacks I'd never heard of. I mean, I'm being honest, I'd never heard of.
Don't do Tyler Shough like that, man. Come on, man. Don't do Tyler Shough like that.
Picked ahead of him.
Ain't you, Will, man?
Don't take Tyler Shough like that, man. Come on, man. Don't do him like that. That's gonna be 26. Don't do Tyler like that.
I'm just saying, like that dude was closer to be part of like the college staff than he was a football player. 26. What are you doing? What classes are you taking? What are you doing?
He more on that Taysom Hill realm, ain't he?
They're gonna graduate twice.
Yeah. I'm just saying, I get why a lot of people were heated, but I feel like more fans have a viral reaction to what happened to Shador than football people.
I don't know, because it's a lot of football people that's out here talking about. Stephen A. and them was upset about it.
That's not a football person. That's a big no, but he's not a football person.
No, but it's the NFL, NFL, NBA analysts, man. It'd be no different. No, we become big and we doing the same thing they doing. But even Boomer Esiason went on there talking, man. Even he addressed it on his joint, talking about when you listen to the kid talk and prior to the combine and in the combine, talking about how he going in there and want to change the culture of the locker room and things like that. And then he said the coaches wasn't feeling it. So they started cutting him off the board.
But here's the thing though. And I'm seeing where Mo's going with this. The draft process is over. That's done. You are where you are. We can't reset this. We can't redo this. His point first of all, he needs to have a massive chip on his shoulder. That's the first thing. The second thing, you can change minds from what you do right now. So you need to go at every offseason conditioning program, anything this team asks you to do, you need to do it and do it to the best of your ability. You can change minds starting right now. And again, I just think
he could be the steal of the draft, right?
Yeah.
Put in the work.
He really could. He really could.
And become the steal of the draft.
Yep.
Yeah,
and if he does everything, and again, he will have an opportunity to start, because I think at some point, and I don't have no personal animus against Joe Flacco, but at some point he's going to start throwing INTs and start to struggle a little bit. So at some point during the season, I think Shador can be right there once he starts to struggle.
Let me ask you this. Do you think they wanted to draft him low because his family already has money and this would be more viable to them? And plus, they can Brock Purdy this kid at this point. 4 years in a pop if they so choose to, right? And he's getting paid what? Minimum as a quarterback? Putting his body on the line every game?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
I don't know if it's that, because I think a lot of guys that got drafted, like every guy that got drafted didn't come from like a harsh life. There's a lot of guys that get drafted that came from means, came from upper middle class families that have money.
Mhm.
So I don't think money is a factor. They either believe in you or
I'm talking about money for the organization, because you still need cap room to make moves. But if you put Shedeur first round, look like Gentry. Gentry is the second highest paid running back in the league right now, getting drafted already.
And I hope he lives up to it. I hope he's I hope he's everything that they think he is to make him one of the highest paid running backs.
What's up, Gene, big dog?
What's up, Gene?
We'll see. We'll see. He'll definitely get the opportunity on that football team. So I hope he is everything they build him up to be. I'm just saying that the money, I get what you're coming from. I would just say this. I don't think Cleveland said, you know what, we want him. We really want him desperately, but we're going to wait till late in the fifth. I don't think that was a plan, because anybody could have scooped him up. Anybody. I mean, he fell like an anchor in the ocean. So
yeah, he did.
I don't think that was like some kind of plan to demean him or save themselves some money. It just so happens where they decided to take him, they saved a ton of money.
So you don't think that because the simple fact that he went into the pregame draft in 2024 acting like his dad, that didn't affect him at all? Because I'm pretty sure his dad told him, because everybody keep talking about how Prime walked into the Giants and asked him where y'all at in the draft? Oh, no, I ain't get drafted that low. Walking out. See you. I'm pretty sure he walked in there pretty much with that same, like it ain't, it's two sides of this. It's the owners, how they perceive this kid, then it's also Prime and how he taught his kids and how he acted with the draft. Because it's speculation that Deion walked into the combine with some church shoes on and ran a 4.2 or something crazy, 4.1. And walked out, and that was it for him in the draft, in the NFL combine. You know what I mean? So
I get that, but if he walked in there with the air like he was his dad, that's his mistake. Dude, you're a quarterback and you run a 4.8. You run a 4. We already know you're not your dad. There are linemen that run 4.8. You run a 4.8. You don't get to be
linemen running 4.3s now,
right?
Man.
And you run a 4.8. And edge rushers run like 4.5s. Like that already looks like an ugly setup. So if you came in there cocky like that,
come on, Mo. He been training with Brady, man. Brady's the elite of the elite, man.
I get
as
that.
far as throwing the football,
but I get that. But if we can't
the best athlete in the world,
right? But we can't measure Brady at the combine, which might be one of the worst combine workouts ever.
Heck
versus what Brady worked him. Give Brady credit. Put in the work, became the gym rat. That dude that he became isn't the same dude that was at the combine. All I'm saying is Shedeur has every opportunity to become the steal of the draft if he's as good as projected. My only thing is all those quarterbacks that were drafted ahead of them, you better have a better career. You better have a better career. You better start right away.
I'm still trying to figure out the Milroe pick. I'm still trying to figure that one out. What's Seattle? What
freakish athlete?
What's Seattle looking at? Because he's not. Because
let's not get there.
Good athlete, but I don't think
not good athlete, freakish athlete.
But I don't think he meets But I don't think he's gonna be the best thrower of the football, the best quarterback. We've seen it at Anthony Richardson.
Well, no, Milroe I
just don't see it.
He got a good arm. Milroe's not a good decision maker. That's the problem.
He's not the best. He's not going to be the best quarterback, but a hell of an athlete.
And he's not like Anthony Richardson. He just has straight line speed. Milrose can make you miss in the open field. He got some wiggle in those hips.
I don't trust. Ken, I don't trust Sam Darnold neither.
Let's peel it back just a little bit, man. Do you think if this was Archie Manning and his kids or any other Caucasian quarterback son, any Caucasian quarterback, any legend Caucasian quarterback son, do you think this will be happening to him, or will he still be getting drafted at the top where Shedeur been projected all year long?
I think that this is going to send a message to every draftee that comes out and their family.
I don't think it's a race thing. I don't think
it's a race thing either. I don't think it's a race thing either. I don't think it's a race. I just think it's going to show that you have to come in this and be more professional than what you are when you deal with people, and be prepared for the interview process. And I don't think you'll see for Arch. I don't think you'll see this happen because I don't think you're going. I don't think he'll go.
Arch did it with Eli.
But
Eli said I'm not playing for the Chargers and got him traded.
But
right?
that was then different mindset, different owners for the most part. I just think that now
different NFL too.
Right. I just think guys would be more prepared now because they seen not a punishment per se, but it seen what can happen if you come into something not prepared. And I think you'll see a little bit of a different attitude from players when it comes to this. I would have loved to see Shedeur come in with a different attitude and compete in the combine because Mo just said he ran a 4.8. That's slow. And I would really love to see him go through the combine and go through the motions like the other players did to make himself look a little bit better.
I don't know, man. I think he has to do something with his dad and maybe possibly the color of his skin just a tad bit.
I don't think so.
I mean, because
I don't think so.
He was acting. He came in acting a little arrogant.
I don't think so.
I think the arrogant part might be a thing.
Just a little bit.
Yeah,
but remember,
but
let's just remember the color of the skin of the guy that was taking number one.
Hey, let's talk about the 20 quarterbacks that the Browns drafted number one, and they was all trash.
That's the Browns.
Johnny Manziel was acting.
That's a trash front office. What you expect,
bro? They had number what 5 pick now.
That's a trash front office. It's been a trash front office.
No pause. And they also in round 3 drafted Dylan Gabriel. Who the hell is that? Who is him?
I don't know.
I don't
know. I don't know what they're doing. But if we were rating franchises on how they've drafted quarterbacks over the years, nobody's been worse than Cleveland.
Exactly.
Right.
Exactly.
And Cleveland also did something very questionable we're gonna talk about later. But let's play a game. I'm gonna go with some starting quarterbacks and backups, right? So, Mo, are you gonna go given the career? I'm hindsight with the back end, or are you gonna start fresh? Shedeur is the fresh start, and then the other quarterback, as far as what we know for his career right now, how it looks. Are you gonna go Shedeur or are you gonna go Deshaun Watson?
Oh, I'm going Shedeur just by default. But you could have asked me, was I going from Ruben from Subway? And I went to Ruben. I'm not touching Deshaun Watson. I don't want no part of that.
Will, Shedeur or Watson?
Oh, Shedeur all day long. Look, that Kevin Stefanski offense is kind of hard for any quarterback to really decipher or learn on the fly. Deshaun never got a hold of that playbook. Never got a mental hold of that playbook, and he struggled. So, and he's always hurt. So I gotta go.
No, I don't think he was always hurt. I think Bo been suspended because of the simple fact that he been out there and got himself in trouble. So, but other than that, let's move on.
Hurt,
Will, Shedeur or Russell Wilson, given the career set out?
I'll go with Russ. Only because he's in a better situation. He has
no. I'm talking about these people. I'm talking about the granted from Seattle up until now, how you know how his career is going to turn out versus starting a clean slate with Shedeur. What you going with?
Oh, Russ. That's a Super Bowl champion, Russ.
Will, Mo. Sorry,
I would take Russ. The thing about Shedeur is we don't know. We honestly don't know what he's going to be at the pro level, but I'm taking Russ.
All right.
His name
Mo, I'm coming back to you. Shedeur, Jameis Winston.
Oh.
That is
that's tough.
I'm telling you, look, I don't care what it is.
Hey, Will, this dude said, hey, I'll be an MVP if you take 30 picks away. I'm an MVP.
Right. So we didn't say Jameis is like working for the CDC, but what I'm saying is on a given weekend, Winston can throw for 450 yards, 5 touchdowns. The downside is there'll be 5 picks to go with the 5 touchdowns.
That's what I'm saying.
It's a rocky road. I'm gonna take Shador just because I know that Jameis is a roller coaster.
Will, where you going with it?
I can't believe I'm doing this. I can't believe I'm doing this.
You're taking Jameis.
You going what? You going Mr. E to W?
I'm going Mr. E to W. I can't believe I'm doing this, but I'm going Mr. E to W.
That's hilarious. Will, coming back to you, man. Shador, Anthony Richardson.
Shador all day. Shador all day. Anthony, look, terrific athlete. We'll give him all of that. But I gotta go with Shador.
With Mo?
I take Shador. Anthony Richardson is an H-back with a good arm.
You know what though? And I'll say this again. If you put him, you get your quarterback. But if you take him and put him in like a Taysom Hill type role,
yep.
Ooh,
Although again, he has straight line speed. He doesn't make people miss. At least Taysom Hill can make people miss.
He can.
Richardson can't make nobody miss.
Hey, Kyle, we're not talking.
That's facts, Kyle.
Kyle's number. We're talking.
That is facts. That is facts.
We're talking.
Y'all want job on him for y'all want
still crab legs.
They want to talk. Yeah, they want to talk about crab legs with him. That man won a national championship. Get out of here.
Crab legs from Publix. Come on, man.
Get out of here. That man won a national title. Get out of here.
All right, let's move. Are you going Mo? You going Shador, or are you going Mason Rudolph?
Oh,
Shador. I'm not.
You don't take Shador on that.
Mason Rudolph trash. Come on.
Straight trash.
And potential starting quarterback this season coming.
Straight trash.
Will, who you going?
And guess what? Mike Tomlin fired.
Oh yeah, this is last year. If you go
fired, this is for him. Fired.
Mo, let me ask you this. Mo.
Man.
Is he on the same plan?
No, Key, it's not really a question, but the problem is
plan as Brian Daboll this season.
You know what?
Go home.
They don't say that in Pittsburgh, but if Mike Tomlin has a season where they're 500 or under, he's getting fired.
Yeah,
I think he's gone. So yes, they haven't said it. They haven't gave him the mandate like Daboll with him, but you know that's what's going to happen.
Mm-hmm. I think he's gone.
He's fired.
I really do. Expectations in Pittsburgh are not just 500. It's to win.
Even though they know their quarterback situation right now is trash, they're going to look at like we should have won 10, 11 games.
Yep.
See, but that's what I'm saying. This is why I'm doing this, because the simple fact that there is people that need a quarterback, and Shador is not that, but he's been projected to get drafted top 3, top 2 all year. But let's continue on. Will, are you going Shador or JJ McCarthy?
I think I'll take. Go ahead.
It's
not tough for me.
I'm taking Shador.
I mean, they both on the same spectrum at this point.
I'm taking Shador. I'm taking Shador because I think Shador has more. I think Shador has more upside.
Really? I'm taking JJ. JJ's got a stronger arm, and I've actually seen JJ in the preseason. He balled out until he got injured. I'm taking
the only reason why I say that is because I don't think arm strength is the be all.
Mo said he taking him because he was balling.
He played well.
The only reason why I take Shador is because we've seen quarterbacks come in who doesn't have the arm strength of the JJ McCarthy, and they were still successful. So,
hey Tony, Mo, Derek Carr, Shador.
So everybody that knows me know just by default, I'm gonna pick the other guy. All right. So if Derek Carr is on one side, I'm going to always pick the other guy.
Be even kill on this one. We know what Derek Carr's career turned out to be.
Oh my gosh, that's even a question.
You going Shador? You going Derek Carr? Man, come on.
Did y'all see that clip of Derek Carr in church? This dude was in church preaching about his situation. Loser.
Hey, Will. Jameis has also did that. He was on the podium, with the media, and said, "I pray the Lord take these picks away from me."
Listen. At least he went on the podium and talked about something relevant and truthful. Carr went up there lying. But I gotta go with Shador. Derek Carr's career is done.
Hold up, what he going Shador? Y'all really pick the given Derek Carr has had.
What's Derek Carr done?
some great seasons.
Great seasons or one season?
He had some. Well, I don't mean great, but he had some solid seasons, man. Solid.
Nope.
All right, so moving on, Will, we tackling back to you. Shador, Geno Smith. Now we talking careers. How he been doormat for the last 7 years and then started emerging out of nowhere. That's what we got when we talking about the career wise. Are you taking it or are you starting clean slate Shador?
So whatever Geno is right now today versus what Shador is, right?
No, it's more so. Are you willing to gamble with the Geno's going from the Jets up until now, or Shador clean slate?
It's funny because they're very similar. If you talk about, they are. If you talk about Geno when he first got to the Jets, I was like, what the hell the Jets are doing? But I don't know that Shador's better than Geno. Honestly,
yeah, I would take Geno in that. I would take Geno.
And Geno can actually he actually got some wheels. I would take Geno too.
Now you do know Geno is going to be trash for the first 7 years of your team's career, right? Situation.
I don't know though, because until recently has Geno been in the best situation?
Right. So we're just talking about them on their ability. I think that he went to a bad culture.
Yeah,
he went to a bad culture. What if he went to a good culture? So I would still take Geno.
I would still take Geno in that.
So are we doing?
Morning, Jerry.
Will we doing Shador, Drake May?
Drake May.
Yeah, you gotta go with Drake May on that.
Going Drake May.
Yep.
Mo, are you going Bo Nix, Shador?
I'm going Bo Nix.
Will?
Bo Nix.
Bo? Are we doing Daniel Jones or Shador? Will?
Get out of here, Shador.
I find that interesting.
I'm going with Shador. I cannot go with Mr. I'll trip myself up before I get to the end zone. No.
Hey, hold on, Will.
No.
Have anybody in here has ever been running so fast, no matter you're a kid or athlete, and your feet you just try to go past your top speed? And
ain't never happened to me.
You ain't never try to run past your top speed.
I'm a former track runner. They ain't never happened to me. I ran an 8.8 and a 2 mile. They ain't never happened to me.
Oh, we talking about, it don't matter what point in your life, anybody has ever tried to go past your top speed before you knew how to run.
No, I'm cool. Hey, listen, I'm coordinated.
Okay. Mo, you going Drake May? I mean, who is it?
Daniel Jones.
Daniel Jones or Shador?
I think Daniel Jones is better.
Oh, I can't go that way.
Going Danny Dimes?
I can't go that way.
Like we brought up the guy broke loose and
Dillon Gabriel over Shador is
wild.
wild.
He fell over. I don't understand. I don't even know.
I can't go with that. I can't go with that. I can't go with that. I can't.
Erica's she's like the one person who knows who Dillon Gabriel is.
I don't know who that kid is.
Like, what school did he play for? But all I'm saying is Daniel Jones is actually a very good athlete. That Shador will never have that problem because he can't run that fast. So it won't be a problem for him.
I mean, we talking skill set here, man. As far as
so I'm looking at Daniel Jones. We know he has wheels. He has a strong arm. I don't know what he is. Now, the problem with the Giants is they set him up for failure because they overpaid him. That's not his fault. That's their fault. Because if they were smart, they would have kept their running back, who was their best player, to complement Daniel Jones. So honestly, I think Daniel Jones' career is kind of a question mark. But I've seen a body of work of Daniel Jones in the pros. Daniel Jones is a legitimate pro quarterback, whether he's a starter or a backup. I don't know what Shador is going to be. I have no clue.
You're right.
I've never been impressed with Daniel Jones. I've never been impressed with Daniel. Even at Duke, I was never impressed with Daniel Jones.
Yeah, but this is the point, right? Are you going to start clean slate with Shador, or are you going to go with how Daniel Jones' career has been panning out up until now? You
Shador all day.
I find that interesting because the Giants needed a quarterback more than anything. And they was like, Shador or Jackson Dart. They went with Jackson Dart. I'm just
Actually,
saying.
they went. They got. I think they got Russell and Jameis.
You got
too.
Russell, Jameis,
Well, they
and
already
Jackson
got
Dart.
right. So what quarterback
Hey,
room?
so that means
They tripled down. Hey, they tripled down on him, Mo.
Hold on. So that means DeVito's out.
Man, DeVito is trash, bro. Did you
He
see
out.
DeVito? He had his chance to shine and folded.
He out.
Like one of them them old chairs.
Hey,
One of the
Eric,
old chairs they use in WWE.
Hey, I'm telling.
Erica knows who that guy is. He played at 3 different schools. Good God.
Yeah, she
Hey,
would know
what
him.
is
She
Tyler-
would know
what
him.
is
She went
Tyler-
to he went to her school. He went to OU. She would know him.
All right, so moving on, Mo. Are you gonna go Brock Purdy, Shador? We're talking careers up until now. How it pan out and clean slate Shador.
Brock Purdy's better than Shador. So
Yeah.
I don't even think that was close.
Yeah.
That might be the worst one.
No, I think that's a
Yeah.
little. You know what I mean? Fanism.
That man went to the Super Bowl.
Oh, I'm not even going off of that. What I am saying is,
Hold pause. Did he go to the Super Bowl because of his team, or did he go to the Super Bowl because of his play skill? We gonna find out this year though.
We are. We really are. That team hurting.
But anyway, go ahead, Mo. Will.
That team hurting. I go with Purdy too.
You going Purdy? Cool.
Mhm. He a better quarterback.
Will Baker, Shador,
Baker.
Mo.
I take Baker.
Taking Baker. And the last one on the list I got is Mo, Dak, Shador.
I would take Dak.
Taking Dak? This
Yeah.
dude don't win no playoff games. He is a regular season god.
You didn't ask me like what was his playoff record. You asked me
get you
like,
that,
out of most of the quarterbacks you named,
No.
Dak is actually the best one. So why would I take Shador over him?
No.
It get you that though.
No, see, y'all, I gotta look into it. I said their career hasn't been panning out up until now for as the veteran quarterbacks who's in the league versus you starting a clean slate with Shador. You going Dak anyway?
I still would take Dak.
This
Yep.
dude folds up. Well, you going Dak too?
I'm going that too. Because you don't.
Man.
I'm going that too.
That boy is trash.
So
I'm an
I
Eagles fan, but
get what
respectfully-
Carmike is going for. He's like Dak folds up in the playoffs. The thing is,
Him
with Shador-
and Tony.
right? But the thing with Shador is, I don't know what Shador we make the playoffs.
Hey, but the thing about Shador is that you can mold him into what you need him to be.
Or you can mold him into Trey Lance, right?
Exactly.
Is that yo?
Exactly.
Are you feeling some type of way about Trey? Because y'all drafted the ball early. Like
I didn't
what,
want them to
three?
draft that fool. I didn't want that. That was John, that was John Lynch trying to be smarter than what he is.
That was a bad pick. Then it was a bad pick.
It was a bad pick because it cost us it cost us a haul. We gave away multiple number
Y'all
ones.
moved up for that.
To get that guy.
Yep, y'all moved up for that.
The only reason John Lynch ain't fired is he lucked up and Brock Purdy became a starter.
Yep.
I mean, y'all thought, like the kids like to say, y'all thought that Trey Lance was about to be the next him for y'all.
Not me. I ain't think that at all. I don't know what they were looking at, because to me, you got to also look at the competition they play against. The guy was a starter for 1 year and playing against mid competition. Yeah, I don't get that. I don't know what their scouts saw, but they should all be fired.
It was a quite interesting first round in the NFL draft, Mo. The Browns traded second round. Traded to the Jaguars to give them the second pick in the draft. They picked up Travis Hunter. But as the league been going, a lot of people have been going to the fact that they like drafting college players who have been playing together, and it has proven to start becoming very successful for his franchises, man. Do you think this was a smart thing to do for the Browns when they could have got Travis Hunter and possibly got Shador, two players who've been playing together since Jackson State?
I would have gotten Travis Hunter because I think he would have been a special player regardless of Shador. But if they were going to get both, you would start with Travis Hunter. Yeah, I get what you're saying, and I think that makes total sense. I think Cottrell was on the same page. Like, you draft Travis Hunter, and then you bring in Shador. And he would primarily play corner, but they would have like a 7 or 8 play package for him offensively. It would have worked out well. I don't know what Cleveland was thinking, but again, they went in another direction. Again, and that's their right. I was shocked. I really thought it was going to play out that way, but hey.
Will, do you think this was a good move for Cleveland, man, when they could have got two players who've been playing together since Jackson State?
I thought it would have made more sense to draft them both, but then again, who we looking at? What team are we looking at right now? What front office are we looking at? If it makes too much sense, they're not going to do it, and that move made too much sense. You can't blame them from the pick they got, but yeah, you're right. It would have made more sense for them to get both of them. But again, this makes too much sense, and we're looking at a front office that has no clue of what they're doing.
I mean, make a move that excites your fan base too. Like,
right?
Could you have pictured that Shedeur and Travis Hunter? Like, there's nothing wrong with giving the fan base hope. It's not a bad. It's not a bad thing.
And the jersey sales would have been out the roof.
This is true. And look, I get it. Like I said, they went in another direction, and who knows? Maybe that will pan out, and that would be proven to be the smart move. I would not have passed on Travis Hunter, but that's me. Whether you got Shedeur or not, I wouldn't have passed on Travis Hunter.
Me neither.
Yeah, that was. I don't know what they was thinking, man. That could have been very lucrative. Even
man, the Jags still believe in sunshine. I'm one of the few people. I'm one of the few people that don't.
Raiders picked up Austin Gentry on the number 6 pick. Man, does Pete Carroll have enough on his offense to turn this team next season with Geno, Gentry, Myers, and Bowers? Will, talk to me.
No. Go back and look at that division. Look at the Chiefs defense is still very, very good. The Broncos defense is still very, very good. The Chargers are up and coming. I don't think they have enough to make that turn. Would it make things interesting? Yes, but I don't think they're enough right now to go ahead and compete for anything in particular.
Mo, talk to me, man. Do you think Pete can turn this franchise?
I think he will turn it around eventually, but it is one of the best divisions, and it's a brutal division too. Like now you're in a division that has Andy Reid, Jim Harbaugh. Like that's kind of crazy, and Sean Payton. Like,
yep,
Pete's got his work cut out for him, and all the other 3 teams ahead of him, in terms of talent on both sides of the ball, they're ahead of schedule on them. So I think the Raiders will improve, but I still think they're going to be the bottom dweller of that division.
Oh yeah, that's going to be tough. That's going to be tough to compete for them with their level of talent right now. And you just lost a long, stable wide receiver, Hunter Renfrow, to the Carolina Panthers. That's going to be tough.
Mo, we have just witnessed another terrible tragedy in the league with the Heat getting absolutely dog walked last night, man. They had no fight in them, man. Thoughts on what happened in this series with the Heat, man?
So I'm not surprised with the results, and I don't think anybody should be. Miami barely was good enough to make the playoffs. And they made some decisions that I don't always agree with. I get why Pat Riley didn't want to pay a 36-year-old Jimmy Butler $150 million. I wouldn't have bet it either. Jimmy Butler at 32 or 31 or 32, he would have got that money from me. But the current Jimmy Butler, along with the current supporting cast in Miami, that's not a recipe for success going forward. What Miami needs, they need a full rehaul. They need a full rebuild. When your 2 best players are Bam and Hero, they're good players, but they're just good enough to make you barely get into the playoffs and get destroyed in the first round. Like they're not bad enough to put you in the lottery, and that's really what Miami needs to be in the lottery. They just don't have a franchise player. They have 2 really good players, but they don't have a franchise player, and they're going to be the doormats of the Eastern Conference for a while.
Doormat is crazy for a while. Hey, Will, come on, man. Talk to me about this series, man.
Well, Tyler Hero definitely ain't the hero. That dude was 1 for 10 last night, 1 for 9 from 3. You're gonna have 4 points. He wasn't the hero last night for sure. Definitely wasn't the hero in this series. They're not very good. The person I feel for is Bam. I really feel for Bam because Bam is a good player. I want to see better for Bam. Pat Riley needs to complete overhaul for this roster. And not to say Pat Riley isn't a good GM. He's just old school. And he's trying to build this thing old school where you may need to go a different direction with your roster construction. They're just not very good. And I don't know if they get anywhere past the first round, even next season.
I think that they've been a victim of their own success to a degree too, because those 2 times that Jimmy Butler took them on runs to the finals, they weren't. It's not like they were the number 1 or number 2 seeds in the conference. Like one time they had to get in the play-in, play their way into the playoffs, and they went on an amazing run. Those weren't really great teams. Those were teams that went on great runs. Like everybody, not just Jimmy Buckets, but everybody played over their head.
Mm-hmm.
And what happened with Miami since Pat Riley's been there, they've never really been bad enough to where they got a lottery pick.
Right.
They actually need to be bad enough to get a lottery pick. Because
they've been in a hall of good. They've been in a hall of good. And
right.
sometimes being good in that situation can be bad.
They desperately need a lottery pick. Right now,
you need a lottery pick.
They're just mediocre enough to stay out of the lottery. That keeps you in that NBA purgatory. Bam's a nice player, but you can't build around Bam. Hero's a nice player, but you can't build around him. Like you hear all these people talking about, well, Miami's going to go out and get KD. Like, let's say hypothetically that Phoenix was interested in that trade. You're asking for KD. They're going to ask for Bam and Hero. So you're going to send KD to a team. They're still going to be in the bottom of the East.
I don't know, because KD is not really worth much anymore.
That's my point. What do you think you're going to get for? Even though he's still a very elite player to some degree, he's not part of your future. He's 36.
Yep,
he is. Hey, Mo, I won't sit on this too long, brother. Cavs Pacers, man, because that's what it's looking like in round 2, man. Who you taking?
Come on now.
Cavs.
You taking the Cavs over the Pacers?
And I got Cavs in 5.
You give them a game.
Who you going
being
with?
nice. You being nice.
You
give them
going,
a game.
Will, you going sweet?
Sweet for the Cavs.
Dang.
I'm not giving.
Y'all is cold, bro. Y'all cold, man. All right, man.
I give them credit. I give them 1 win.
We got.
You gave him 1. Mo gave him 1. I'm not giving him 1.
You're not giving them 1.
Nope.
Jeez.
I don't like the fact they don't have an alpha on that team. I don't like the fact that
I think they're a well-meshed group, man. I think the Pacers are getting a well-meshed group thing going. I'm not gonna mention how many teams won with a well-meshed group.
But against a team like the Cavs,
it's a short list. It's a short list.
Very short. And when you playing up against a team like the Cavs, who can turn it on at any moment.
Yeah.
Sweet.
We got 4 teams facing a gentleman's sweep tonight, fellas. Will, let's get started, man. Who we got? The Bucks, the Pistons, and the Magic. Let's get started with the Bucks and how we feel about this as far as what's happening to Giannis and these Bucks, man.
Oh, Bucks out. They out. That thing's over. Without Dame, it's over. Without Dame,
did you really think they have a chance with Dame?
Yeah, that's where I was leaning towards. Like with Dame, with Dame, it was over. Like now it's over, but it was over with.
It's Dame. Over. It's over. Even with Dame, it's a lost series. But now without him, for sure, yeah, it's over.
So talk to me, Mo.
About the Bucks and
Bucks and Pacers, man.
The series is over.
What happened to the Bucks?
They got old. They got old. And
Giannis only 30, ain't he? 30.
I'm not talking about Giannis.
Giannis though.
Just look at. Brook Lopez is old.
Yep.
They're old, unathletic. The young players they do have, they're not consistent. They haven't drafted well. The trades they've made, if you want to call them big move, look, the big move, the big swing they took a couple of years ago, they went and got Dame.
Yep.
It hasn't happened. It hasn't happened. Remember, they couldn't get past the Pacers last year. The Pacers have their number because they own the pace of the game. They play fast. The Bucks are incapable of playing fast. And here's the thing about Giannis. He is maybe the most unique superstar in the NBA because he has more of a skill set of a big, meaning like a 5, but the strength of his game is driving the basketball and attacking the basket. The thing is, though,
more Tim Duncan style. You know, Tim Duncan can play the 4 or the 5.
Yeah, but Tim Duncan couldn't play in the open floor the way Giannis can, and Tim Duncan couldn't take you off the dribble.
No,
what? Duncan was he was getting buckets on people, man.
Getting buckets, not taking anybody off the dribble. Tim
Duncan, all you need is a jab step.
Right.
You know what I mean? One dribble, pull. You know what I mean?
But he didn't jab step from 23 feet away from the basket.
Hey,
by the way, if Giannis had Tim Duncan's post game, he'd be a better player. That was the point I was getting to. As great a player as he is, he does have holes in his game that you can defend. He's not a shooter. He's not a consistent free throw shooter. You have to put shooters and athletes around Giannis to be successful.
And I want to get to Kyle's comment right here. Do you see Kyle's comment? He said the Bucks roster needs an 100%.
100%.
But let me talk to you about this. Did y'all forget that the Bucks don't have a pick for the next 5 years?
That's their fault.
Because they went out and they got
how you overhaul?
That's their fault.
How you gonna overhaul that?
You overhaul because you got to get rid of Giannis.
Free agency in the draft.
I would not trade Giannis. I'm of the opinion, even if he comes to me and go, "Hey, look, I want out. This is over. I brought you a title. I've been loyal. I want out." I'd be like, "I understand what you're saying, but you're under contract, so yeah, we're gonna go forward. We'll try to make things better for you." But somebody would have to offer me a haul for me to trade Giannis. I'm not trading Giannis just to trade Giannis.
Well, my buddies,
they don't have any tradable assets other than Giannis.
Hey, I can. Yeah, I don't know what the Bucks do, but
I don't.
Go ahead, Will. You got it.
And I didn't mean to cut you off. I'm just shocked by a lot of the stuff that they did. You gave up your feature in Dame. Then you traded Chris Middleton for who you thought was a better player in Kyle Kuzma. He ain't. He trash.
I mean, Kuzma, yes. I mean, they're both in the same spectrum because Chris Middleton is not available. Kyle Kuzma is just trash. I mean,
but when Chris is available, he's a better player when he is available.
He was available for what?
Yeah.
One championship.
Yeah.
One. He was cooked the rest of them. So they thought they was gonna get an available player, but he happens to be trash. They thought they were gonna get another available player, Dame, but Giannis and Dame don't mesh well. They wasn't gonna win anyway, whether Dame was on the court or not.
That's facts. Bad. That was a bad combination. That trade, you could argue that trade is what set them back and would hurt them because how do they build for the future? You can't say they're going to get better in free agency because no top free agent is going to Milwaukee of their own free will. Nobody's going to Milwaukee. Nope. That's facts.
That's like a free agent going to Utah. It ain't gonna happen.
Not gonna happen.
Well, let's get to Jory's comment, man. The Lakers season has been looking up and down. Right now, it's looking very abysmal. LeBron's about to get popped in the first round again at age 40, man. Is it really this bad? We need to make this stop with LeBron at this point. Let LeBron retire with grace at this point, man.
Yeah, I think that look with the way that Lakers defense is right now. McDaniels is playing well. Reed is playing well. You might win tomorrow night. Just on the fact that you're at home, just on that strength alone. But I think when you go back to Minnesota, it's over. Minnesota has proven to be the better team. And if you continue to go after Luka the way you've been going after Luka, because he is a defensive cone, at the end of the day with bad footwork, I think the Timberwolves take it. And again, we questioned the Timberwolves before in that Denver series, and they came up big, and I think they come up big now.
Mo, how we feel about the Lakers, man? Like, is this getting, cringe at this point with these Lakers?
I think anybody that thought the Lakers were a title contender was kind of crazy. Now, I'll be the first to admit, I still thought they should be able to get by the Timberwolves in the first round. If you told me coming into this series, the best trio was it going to be Ant, Julius Randle, and Jaden McDaniels, I'd have been like, you're crazy. You're crazy. That's the best trio. Jaden McDaniels averages 12 points a game. That man's had a 28-point game, a 30-point game, a 16. Can't shoot threes. It is shooting threes this whole series, and he's playing terrific defense. Julius Randle has played hard on both ends of the floor in a way that I've never seen him play, and he deserves all the credit for him. Not settling for the three, attacking the basket. More importantly, defensively, Julius Randle has been competing and playing well. I'm impressed with those two things. It blows me away. It's not like the Timberwolves go 8 or 9 deep. They don't. But they do have DiVincenzo and Naz Reid, who are key contributors who are very productive, versus the Lakers, who don't have a productive bench. But when you make monster trades like the Luka trade and do things like that, you're going to there's give and take. They opted to get Luka, who's a great player, but the trade-off is you know what you're getting on the other end of the floor as well. And I said this when it happened. I think we talked about it when the trade first happened. I said there will be times when LeBron and Luka look dominant on the floor together. There's going to be times when LeBron and Luka, it won't work as well. Because ultimately in the playoffs, when your two best players are ball dominant, it's difficult. That give and take is difficult. And then when you got to go on the other side of the floor and you're asking Luka and Austin Reeves to play and defend at a high level, things that they're not really good at. Look, I make no excuses. I think to this point, the Timberwolves have been the better team, and Anthony Edwards has been the best player in the series. If the Lakers are gonna win and take it back to Minnesota, either LeBron or Luka have to be the best player tonight for the entire game. You can't have just a big first half like LeBron did in the last game, and then just kind of fade to black in the second half.
I just think too that Rui being inconsistent doesn't do the Lakers any favors either.
Rui was their best shooter though from 3 in the last game. Rui was buckets.
But the game before that,
I mean,
this inconsistent. And then I don't understand JJ's thought process, but not playing the bench in the last game. Connect could have spelled Reeves for some of those minutes, you know. That thing just that boggled my mind. What you doing, JJ? What you doing?
That was a gamble that backfired. It was close, but not good enough.
Yep.
I'm gonna say the simple fact that I'm upset because Adam Silver gave LeBron a silver platter way to the finals, and he's folding up right now. I'm pissed off, man. It don't make no sense to me.
The conspiracy.
Come on, man. He gave it to him. Nuggets fired their coach. Grizzlies got mopped. Bro, what else do you have? You got to get through OKC. T-Wolves ain't got much because Rudy Gobert ain't doing nothing. You got McDaniels and the rest of them. It should be LeBron, Luka. They passing the ball to LeBron. LeBron giving it straight to Luka. LeBron, what are you doing, bro? You're not Dwayne Wade. This is not the right time for you to be passing the torch. You can win the championship or get to it with your son on the 15th roster spot. They gave you the way because the Nuggets are struggling. What's happening, man? Why are you like 41? Ain't nobody expecting you to do this again at 41, bro. You might as well hang it up at that point. I don't understand. He's giving it to you on a silver platter. The platter, it might be a gold platter, and you're folding it up right now.
I'll just say this: LeBron kind of lives in this level on this little zone where when he has a game like he had the other night in the first half, they go, "Look at what he's doing at age 40. It's amazing."
Let me ask you.
And then when JJ Redick plays him for the whole second half and they lose, they say, he's 40. Why are you playing him the whole second half? Like, you can't have it both ways. If you want credit for playing at a high level at this stage of your career, you deserve that. But then when you lose or you don't step up big, you can't use your age for deflection and go, but I'm 40. I'm not supposed to be able to step up big. Like you can't have it both ways. That's my problem.
Are they setting them up for the greatest 3-win 40-year-old comeback of all time? Is that
Damn what ain't gonna happen, man? Stop it! Stop it! Stop it, sir!
I'm just saying. I'm just saying,
happen, man.
He lives in a really.
It ain't gonna happen.
I'm just
Come
saying
on now.
He's able to use his age to get flowers, and he's able to use his age for excuses. It must be nice to live in that zone.
You know what happens. You know what goes down if that happens. Vegas got every hand in the cookie jar. If that happens,
Hey,
every hand in the
I'm
cookie
telling
jar.
you. I'm telling you.
Every hand in the cookie jar.
Yo, LeBron getting swept in 2 years in a row in the first round is absurd to me, man. I don't understand it. But moving on, Will, you had something you wanted to talk about, brother. What was it, man?
Well, I did.
He forgot. Anyway, hey, talk to me about the
Yo.
Nuggets and Clippers, man. This is
Real
series
quick. This
at
is
the-
going 7.
I agree.
It's going 7.
7 of them things.
Yeah, it's going 7. And to me, it's still a pick 'em. I love the way I love the drama. You seeing Joker doing his thing. You seeing Kawhi doing his thing. I'm loving this series. It's everything that you can ask for from a series. And to me, it's still a pick 'em.
Let me ask you, would this be a series if Mike Malone was still the coach?
Well, that's a good call. That's a good call.
I think it's
I'm
still,
not sure.
I think
I'm
it'll
not
still be a
sure.
series.
Did we
I think
not,
it'll still
do
be
you
a
not
series.
know that at the fourth quarter, the team don't know what to do and they're playing hero ball through Joker, which is
But I
called-
think it'll still be a series because he'll make better adjustments throughout the game than what the intern coach is doing. I still think it'll be a series.
I
Mo.
think it's a series because Kawhi Leonard is playing at a high level and he's healthy. Like it's a
Mm,
series.
why
It's a
is-
series because of that. Like the Clippers have the best perimeter player in the series. That's Kawhi.
Mhm.
And you could argue James Harden is second best player, a perimeter player in the series. That's why it's a series. It's insane to say that because Joker's still giving you 28, 13. Like he's so dominant offensively. He's keeping Denver into this series. And I think when Aaron Gordon, Jamal Murray all play at a high level, Denver's tough. The problem with Denver that we keep talking about is they're thinner than the Lakers are. They have no bench
Yep.
either. And,
Yep.
and I think ultimately that's what will cost them in this series.
Mm.
And that bench is what got both them guys fired.
And let's give some props to Big Z. Zubac has been balling.
He's playing well.
Zubac has been hooping, man.
Obviously,
Woo.
Joker's outplaying him, but he's not He's not embarrassing him. Z's averaging 18 and 11. Like he's competing with Joker.
Oh yeah.
He absolutely is. Then when Joker's sitting down, he's going to work. I don't know who's backing up Joker, but he's getting cooked down there, man.
Wasn't it DeAndre Jordan, and he's still on the roster?
I'm shocked he's still in the league.
I think he's still there getting money.
Stealing money.
So Knicks, Celtics is coming up. Cavs and Pacers is coming up, and the second round is looking like, probably gonna be pretty much better games. But Will, talk to me, man. Do the Rockets? I want to go to the Rockets. The Rockets and the Warriors, man. They fighting. The Rockets are fighting. Coming up short.
The Rockets.
Come on.
I just think go. The Rockets perplex me.
You saw what I told you.
Because when you had Jalen Green.
What did I tell you about that guy?
When you had Jalen Green take 8 shots.
Whoa, Sangoon is at 31 and 10.
But when you have Jalen Green taking 8 shots, that's ridiculous. That's crazy. You can't score 38 in one game, and then the rest of the way through, you can't come through. And with the way Golden State's playing, even with Steph taking light days in the office, Buddy Hill came through last night. Podinski came through last night. Jimmy Butler did his thing last night. This is the Warrior series. I don't see the Rockets making a major run. They still need some work to do, but if they do get themselves straight, which I think they can, they could be a threat to anybody in the future. But right now,
quick comments on this game, Mo.
You can't win when you don't have shooting, and they don't have shooting. Even last night when Van Fleet went 8 for 12 from
Van
3.
Fleet was balling. You called him out, Mo.
Yeah, but Jalen Green is still the same guy, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Eight. He took 8 shots and he had 5 turnovers. He did nothing. Like that's it. It's frustrating to watch them. And I want to give Udoka credit. Again, they're a good team. They do have a culture there, but they desperately need they need a closer. Like Şengün had 31 last night, right? But he only shot 43% from the field. He was 12 for 28. So yes, he had 31, but he was a volume scorer. Like
AI shooting, bro.
AI shooting. That's not gonna get it. And here's the crazy part: in a one possession game, Houston missed 12 free throws. You can't do that. You can't do that.
Yep.
That's tough.
They're a young team though. And the one thing I will say, if you get that roster, give them a closer, a little bit more experience, they could be dangerous.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's been a pleasure. We have ran over time, man. Will, you have any closing remarks for our people today?
Like I say, I just can't wait to see what Shedeur is going to do. He's going to have to work hard, but if anybody can do it, it will be him.
Ladies and gentlemen, I appreciate you, everybody coming out. Mo, if you mo better, you do better. Close us out, big dog.
Thank you guys so much for joining us this morning. Make sure you check out all the great content we have at Wire to Wire Network. Wire to Wire Network, we appreciate you.